None of you thought to inform me that the literal love of my life, Lisa Ray, was once again playing an on-screen lesbian. Nobody thought to mention that to me. I've just been sat here looking like a fool. There aren't many things in life which touch my soul, but Lisa Ray playing an on-screen lesbian is one of them. When I found out that she was once again playing an on-screen lesbian, my heart just burst into 1,000 sparks of joy. Poetry. Speaking of poetry, Lisa Ray is actually an incredible poet. I was reading her poems on Instagram. She's like a special onion. She's just composed of so many interesting fragments, you know? And okay. Anyway, back to the lesbianism. Hi guys, welcome to a video, and in today's video I just wanted to talk a little bit about the series 4 More Shots. Just a little bit, because Lisa Ray has blessed not only my screen, but my life by playing an on-screen lesbian once again. You can just see Jesus looking down at me like, she looks depressed. Let's put Lisa Ray in another lesbian role to cheer her up. And honestly, Jesus, I knew all my years at church would pay off. But specifically, I wanted to talk about the couple of Samara and Umang because sweet baby Jesus on a boat, on a pedal boat. Both Samara and Umang are insanely beautiful, and I don't want to sound vapid, but my God, they are just delicious to watch together. But it's not just that, you know. You could see that both actors are 100% committed to this relationship, and that is why it was so delicious to watch. I may or may not have been watching these two on repeat. That's none of your business, really. It's just something that I upload to the internet for everybody to watch forever. Or until the world ends, which, soon. So the series 4 More Shots Please follows the lives of 4 women as they work, love, make mistakes, and discover what really makes them tick through friendship and shots of tequila in millennial Mumbai. The show is Amazon Prime Video's first ever original Indian series to feature all women protagonists. The show also has a lot of females working behind the camera as well as in front of it, so it's very cool in that regard as well. We love to see it. I should mention here there will be spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, get off my porch. Also, as a quick disclaimer, this review is from a Western perspective. I know I actually have some viewers from India, so please feel free to correct me down in the comments section if I get something wrong or if I'm misinformed about something. Now, being honest, I personally struggled to stay engaged with this show outside of the relationship between Samara and Umang. But that said, this show is not for me, and just because it's not for me, that doesn't make it a bad show in any way, shape or form. I actually struggled to connect with this show largely because of the sheer amount of heterosexuality, which is very much front and center from the get-go. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but like I said, the show is not for me, and therefore I struggled to connect with it. I mean, I love Lisa Ray, but there's only so much heterosexuality I can sit through. There really is. However, whilst I didn't connect with the show, I very much connected with the relationship between Samara and Umang. Their relationship is very, very charged. It's a lot deeper than I expected it to be, and I also think, despite the fact that the relationship is slightly toxic, it was also a bit of a fairy tale romance. Both actors are just so present in their roles, and there's no hesitation at all, which just makes for an incredible viewing experience. I sound like I'm promoting a cinema. Cool. So Umang is a personal fitness trainer, which, that's a little bit gay. It is. And she meets Samara at work, and it's almost love at first sight, really. Their relationship becomes intense, and they work through issues such as mental health and navigating their relationship in relation to show business, because of course a lot of actors stay closeted because they fear their reputation being damaged or they fear losing work, and this show really shines a light on that through the relationship of Samara and Umang. The show also explores Umang's sexuality sexuality and how this intersects with her family's expectations. And there's also some commentary on gender expectations and expression, all of which are important topics to explore on screen, and I can't help feeling like the character of Umang probably means the world to some girls and women, particularly in India, who have never really seen themselves reflected on screen in this way. It's also refreshing that Umang's friends don't make a big deal about her sexuality, it's just treated as normal. So the show is interesting in that it portrays both progressive and regressive attitudes towards homosexuality. But more importantly, Samara and Umang just smoulder when they're together. It's not quite Lisa and Sheetal, you know, they are my first, last, forever, but honey, it's a close second. So Samara proposes to Umang, and even though the proposal may have not been for all the right reasons, it was still amazing to watch Lisa Ray propose to another woman. It was a special time for me. The wedding was a little bit bittersweet, and that's because we got all of this wonderful imagery of two women having this amazing Indian wedding, but of course Umang does leave Samara at the altar, which is heartbreaking, but we can just pretend that it never happened. And I understand why Umang left. I mean, she's crazy for leaving Lisa Ray at the altar, but I understand her motivations. And just because a relationship is homosexual, it doesn't mean that everything is sunshine and rainbows, and the L word has made that crystal clear to everybody over the years. Now, I have seen some reviews of the relationship between Samara and Umang, with people complaining that their relationship is regressive or problematic, but personally, I think any kind of lesbian mainstream representation in a country which still doesn't allow same-sex marriage is so important, and it's not fair to put all of these expectations on this show, which is the first of its kind, and that clearly has good intentions. Umang in herself is fantastic representation, and personally, I don't find anything about her relationship with Samara super problematic. It's not like anyone had an affair or one of them was overtly abusive towards the other, or that the show relied on problematic stereotypes. There was none of that, and I feel like the positive outweighs the negative. At the same time, I understand the disappointment, especially with the wedding, but I wouldn't go as far as to brand the whole relationship regressive or problematic. I think it's easy to criticize a show like this because it deals with so many issues which affect so many different types of women, but we have to remember what's progressive for one woman may not be progressive for another, and so this show is never going to be able to please everyone. The point is that this show highlights some of those issues and gives women both visibility and a voice. As for the lesbian aspect, I personally think, sure, it would have been nice to give Samara and Umang a happy ending, but it's also important to see women making healthy decisions about the relationships that they're in. And it doesn't matter whether that woman is in a heterosexual or homosexual relationship. So ultimately, there's many ways to unpack and interpret this series. Overall, whilst I had trouble engaging with most of this show, I really did enjoy the relationship between Samara and Umang, and in fact, I found it refreshing and interesting. And I watch a lot of lesbian content, so that is saying something. If you've seen 4 More Shots, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments section below. Let me know what you think of Samara and Umang, because yes, it was slightly toxic, but oh my god, who cares, you know? Look, if you haven't joined the Sapphic Underground Club, come and join. Just come and do it. It's time to commit to me. It is. I'm not a side chick. I'm a wife. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.